Mark Whitehorn. I work for a variety of people. I work as a lecturer at Dundee. In fact, I'm the Professor of Analytics at Dundee University. So I work there about half the time, and the rest of the time I work as a consultant. I write a lot of books, do that kind of stuff. Big data it's a great term and it's difficult to define, but it's much easier to define it by negatives. So we understand about tables of data now, tabular data. It's got columns, it's got rows. We understand that. It's taken us about 30 years to understand it properly, but we understand it. The thing is that what we've been collecting over recent years is huge amounts of non-tabular data. Take images. You are collecting 24, 25 images a second here. That's not tabular data. PDFs, Word documents, clickstream data. There is a mass of data coming. And the crucial thing, despite the name, big data implies it's big, which it is. But the much more important thing is that it has a very different structure, and that's what's so important about it. I mean, it's difficult to find any companies that anybody would have heard of. Have you heard of eBay? I don't know if you've come across them, or people like Amazon. You may not have come across. These are tiny companies. These kind of companies are way ahead, and they are making getting huge amounts of value from big data. eBay, for example, is very, very interested in the data that you collect, the data you give them in terms of what you sell, what you buy. That's the kind of transactional level, tabular data they started collecting. They are now more interested in how you bid, whether you tell people about other things, exactly how long you spend before you bid, what's the pause between clicking on one button and clicking on another. That kind of data is actually more valuable to them than the transactional data, the tabular data. So companies like that are making huge amounts of value from this. I think big companies have been doing big data for a big number of years. I think what we're seeing is the tools are getting much better, the technology is getting much better, the understanding of it is getting better, but we do not fully understand it, absolutely not yet. That's what makes it so exciting. It's like you had relational data and it took us a long time to understand that. We thought, well, that's boring because we now understand it. And now this other class of data is arriving. We don't properly understand it yet. We will know more about it in 10 years' time. But in terms of the adoption, absolutely, now is the time to get interested in it. And I'm not just saying that because you're pointing a camera at me and asking me, why did I want to talk about big data at Obis Omni this year? It was not because it's a new topic. I've been playing with big data for 5-6 years. It's that it wasn't worth talking about. Because had you asked me 5-6 years ago, is this an interesting topic? I'd have said it's fascinating and it's not really mature enough to use in anything except huge companies. And they're doing it anyway. I think now this is the cusp point, yes, absolutely. I think Obis Omni is fabulous. I really do. That's why I come here every time. What I gain from it is talking to people, meeting people. It's the networking more than anything else, if you want my opinion. Other people's talks are often fascinating as well. But it's meeting people and talking to people. It's the exchange of ideas. And if you listen to the conversations that are going on in this kind of forum, not that I listen to other people's conversations, obviously, but if I did, it's often about what they're doing, what are you doing, how are you handling this. That's what's valuable. It's valuable for other people and it's valuable for me.